the role of the witness is of absolute importance. For who is a witness? Someone who says, I was there, or I saw it, or I spoke to a witness. To become the witness to a witness is as important as to be a witness. And that is of course, a precondition, not only for memory, but for education.
Studying the Holocaust is very important because it gives us an opportunity to consider and reflect upon both the best and the worst aspects of human behavior and human nature, and demonstrates to us that indifference and inaction aid victimizers, never the victim, and that inaction and indifference to evil are as evil itself.
It's unfortunate that we are in a situation where genocide is occurring now. And as much as we like to think that it can't happen again, it is happening. And Holocaust education is a vital asset to us, that we can educate people to understand the conditions that cause everyday people to become inhuman, and how we can resist forces that place people in untenable situations.
Has the world learned anything from history, from our history? And my conclusion was pessimistic. It hasn't. Had the world learned, there would have been no Rwanda, no Bosnia, and earlier no Cambodia, and no Darfur. So what else can we do to make the world open to learning?
Holocaust education was not being taught across the board, and that was a problem. And there was no curriculum or standards for how it was approached, and it was basically every school district made that decision for and of itself, which is why I made an effort to try to mandate this type of education in the public school system. We worked toward getting a bill drafted and submitted for enactment that mandated Holocaust education in high schools, public high schools. It took a lot longer than I had hoped. However, it finally did get enacted.
I think it's critically important that we work hard on this. And I appreciate the groundswell of grassroots supports for this legislation.
I think kids have to have a pivotal understanding of it, and if it's only taught in 9th grade in that small time period where they're studying World War II and then never again, it's just not enough.
There's so much that Holocaust education offers our kids, and it's not just about the past. I mean, that is important, and to understand the context that allowed someone like Hitler to rise, that has ramifications for today. And when you're looking at electing leaders, what criteria are we looking for, and how do we teach kids to be really educated consumers of political speech?
It's my hope that this education will help to create tolerant, compassionate, empathetic people who are capable of acting instead of being indifferent to human suffering.
My uncle and his family also went into hiding. They were discovered very early. All 3 ended up in concentration camps. All 3 died.
I feel that stories are powerful, and the testimony portion of this is compelling. And people telling their stories and making those experiences come to life for the students to help them understand, because there's nothing like that.
We're in this world of testing and standards, and there's so many standards that the teachers are trying to hit that they can't get deep with anything. This is really an opportunity for kids to really go deep and to see how they can position themselves to make the world better. It's giving kids agency and empowering them.
Hitler was not the devil. He was not a monster. He was not clinically insane. He is fully human, and therein lies the problem.
When you're in the Holocaust Center, you don't just hear about Jews being herded in cattle cars to a concentration camp. You yourself are herded into that car with a lot of other people. You feel them breathing on you, you feel the heat, you feel the crowdedness, and it impacts you in a very different way.
That we can look at what brings rise to genocide, and also on the other side we can see how people can be in resistance and how people can be upstanders rather than bystanders.
One of the major lessons that we learned from the Holocaust is it has to do with the resilience of the human spirit.
And when you learn the stories of hope here and about survival and about courage, not everybody ignored what was going on. There were people that stood up and took chances, and it's those messages of courage that I want to teach about.
We have to make children the hope. They are the hope, they are the next generation, they are our future in order to help stop the genocide.
It would be a better world if we were all more tolerant. And institutions such as the Holocaust Memorial Center can give us the tools and resources that we can see what our common bonds are.
Part of their goal in educating children is to help them to understand that none of us is safe until all of us are safe, and that we all are responsible not only for our own behavior, but for how our behavior impacts others.
What do we say to young people? We say to young people, now you are our witnesses, because you will go beyond our lives. We say to young people, you are our hope. It is your memory that inherits ours. Remember that, young people, that now you have an ideal, not only an idea, but ideal. The ideal of saving whatever the past has to offer for the future, and its heroes, and also its victims.